The baby died, so no, she's not okay.
I'm gonna take her on as a client. I thought you might want to be second chair.
Are you insane?
So don't apologize for her, because I won't forgive you, and I won't forgive her. We all deserve some peace.
Not gonna be easy to prove.
You're the one that has to prove it. Aren't you the police commissioner?
The only thing keeping me alive right now is what I know that Sonny doesn't.
I'm gonna need you to come with me.
I need you to make Ava pay for what she did to my baby.
I could see Portia being relieved of her position after her treatment of Heather and Felicia. Her unprofessional behavior has been unacceptable, and it's time for her to step down as co-chief of staff. Hopefully, Felicia will report her behavior. Why haven't Blaze or Michael been around for Christina? Her supposed love of her life and her brother haven't shown up when she needs them the most. It's disappointing and frustrating to see them absent during such a critical time. Also, Eva did not push Christina out the window. In fact, they weren't even near the window. The stunt was poorly choreographed, and I suspect the producers interfered out of excessive caution. The result was a scene that looked unrealistic and poorly executed. If Ava ends up being killed off because of this, it could drive even more viewers away. I was relieved when Trina gave Portia a dose of reality. Portia seems on the verge of losing it, and I'm over her whiny, sanctimonious behavior, along with that of TJ and Molly. I wouldn't want any child to have most of these characters as parents. Christina wouldn't have gone to Ava's room if it wasn't subpoenaed. Ava got greedy, seeking full custody and knowing about Sonny's meds. If she had said something to Sonny, he might have realized her loyalty and adjusted her time with Avery. Perhaps this is what karma means. This week's episodes featured some Emmy-worthy performances, especially from Kate Mansi, Nancy Lee Grahn, and Maurice Benard. In the wake of the baby's loss, Kate and Nancy delivered stunning portrayals of grief, while Maurice demonstrated the importance of prioritizing mental health. Kudos to them. However, where was Blaze during all this? Shouldn't she have been at the hospital with Christina after her surgery? Today was the first time in years that I truly enjoyed General Hospital. I hope the show continues to keep Sonny, Carly, and Jason together. Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. Isn't it odd that Allie or Blaze hasn't been to the hospital yet? I understand why her mother suggested she avoid the initial trauma, but by now, she should have been there. I really wanted Jason to just stand there in silence and let Ava stammer out everything she knew out of sheer terror. I need you to make Ava pay for what she did to my baby. Gotta love that line. On a different note, is Eva setting up Kate's to take the fall for changing Sonny's meds? I was hoping Terry would overhear Portia talking to Felicia and call her out on it. Trina actually did something useful today by telling her mom to chill, but then she went and made a mistake by visiting Heather. I really hope someone reports Portia. She's completely out of control. Heather and Scotty made a fun comedic duo, bringing some levity to the serious topics at hand. After Curtis piled on his lies and misplaced blame, Heather was feeling quite low. But Scotty lifted her spirits with his optimism and their shared history, offering hope for her future with her grandson, Ace. Even Trina, with her constant negativity, couldn't fully dampen Heather's spirits. Heather is fiercely protective of her daughter Esma, so Trina's hatred hurt her deeply. However, Heather won't be defeated by Trina like she was by Curtis. She deserves redemption, and the naysayers need to step aside. I think the writers gave Christina a fitting reaction to losing the baby since it was biologically hers and TJ's. Even though the plan was for Molly to have the baby, Christina would naturally have a strong maternal reaction. The writers need to have Christina break up with Blaze. There's no way her mother should have convinced her to leave when she could have died. What kind of partner leaves in such a critical moment? Christina even considered keeping the baby to raise with Blaze, and now Blaze hasn't even been back to the hospital. It's clear the writers might be preparing to end that relationship. The handling of Blaze and Christina's relationship has been poor, especially after the show made a big deal about its importance and acceptance. Blaze has been discarded as if she barely mattered. Christina hasn't even asked about her. The show was great until Heather, Scotty, and Kate showed up. Heather and Scotty are relics from years ago. It's time to move on, and Kate's is just plain arrogant. Scotty needs to step away from the Heather situation. She had already told Laura she didn't want to get involved, and I'm really sick of John Cates. I hope the doctor doesn't end up siding with him. It's great to see Sonny finally getting the help he needs, and I'm also glad to see him and Jason working together as a team again. This week's episodes have been the best so far. Christina has become my favorite character ever since I started watching her scenes on YouTube. I actually watch GH scenes all the time, especially those featuring my favorite characters. A few things struck me today. I understand Christina is injured, but the focus on her loss feels a bit off. The baby was supposed to help her sister and TJ. Her reaction might make some young women hesitant about choosing surrogacy. Portia's behavior is completely unacceptable. She's unprofessional and unhinged at this point. And Kate's? He's just as messed up as the rest of them. Despite all this, I'm still loving GH. I think Ken Schreiner is a talented actor, but I can't stand Scotty Baldwin. Approaching Alexis about being second chair on a case right after her daughters lost a baby. That's the definition of tactless, especially when Alexis can easily outshine him in the courtroom. The scenes today with Kate and Christina were outstanding and emotional. Christina's grief was palpable, and Sonny's attempts to comfort her were heartfelt. Christina's loss is especially significant after carrying the baby for 8.5 months. I'm curious if Sonny will respond to Christina's request and reassure her that it's being handled, as Jason seems to be already on the case. Scott really had bad timing with his approach. He should have just offered his sympathy and condolences and walked away. On a brighter note, I'm glad to see Sonny getting help and to see him and Jason getting along again. One funny moment was Carly calling Anna to report a crime and asking her to come over to her house. That's something that definitely wouldn't happen in real life. An officer, maybe, but not a police commissioner of an entire city. But hey, I'll roll with it. It's make-believe after all. Christina is a talented actress, but her current storyline feels a bit predictable. It would have been more interesting if Christina realized that her impulsive actions were driving the situation. She wasn't pushed out of the window. It was a tragic accident that she needs to come to terms with. Confronting Ava and ignoring a court-ordered subpoena wasn't the mature way to handle things. That's not how the world works. Instead of sending Jason to see Ava, Sonny and Jason should have gone straight to the pharmacist to get answers. With Jason's intimidating presence, the pharmacist would have spilled the beans in no time. They could have reached the pharmacist before Kate's did. I'm sick of Portia. She's a terrible actress. Anna knows she switched the pills. They were in her daughter's bag. Ava and Nina can leave now. It's time for Sonny and Carly to get back together, with Jason and Sonny reuniting the family. I love seeing them all back together. Scott Baldwin has no tact and is obnoxious. I can't stand him or Portia. Portia needs to get off her high horse. On the bright side, Trina is strong and mature. And the look on Ava's face when Jason walked in? Priceless. Portia is becoming increasingly annoying and needs to get a grip. Trina is definitely more mature than her mother. I'm thrilled that Sonny is back on track and aligned with Jason. It was a good episode, and now Christina can finally tell Anna what happened. Please, get rid of Kate's. I love seeing Sonny and Jason back as a team again. Now, thanks to Jagger, the pharmacist has disappeared, and he's the only proof Sonny has linking Ava to the placebos. Ava was visibly shaken when Jason visited her, which was enjoyable to watch. By the way, Anna could have been more sympathetic towards Sonny being off his meds. They were once good friends, and I thought that would matter to Anna when she learned Sonny wasn't on his medication. I guess not. Portia has been extremely unprofessional towards Heather and Felicia. Throwing Ryan Chamberlain in Felicia's face was particularly inappropriate. Portia's behavior needs to be reported. On the other hand, Trina was outstanding with Heather, as was Tabiana Ali and Kate Mancy. Nancy Legron and Maurice Bernard were also fantastic. It's clear that Portia needs to go. Her yelling at people in the hospital halls and at Felicia is unprofessional. Her overbearing control over Trina is unacceptable. Trina is a grown woman and should be free to talk to whoever she wants. Portia's controlling nature is as problematic as TJ's. They should leave town together and control each other, but Portia needs to be replaced with someone new for Curtis. I like Curtis, but Portia, not so much. And where is Taggart? Trina seems to have discarded him for Curtis, which contradicts her promise that he would always be her dad. Both Trina and Portia could go. I'm just glad the storylines are finally moving forward. Here's hoping all of Ava's shady dealings are punished, including what happened to Donna. It could have been Donna or Avery affected by the real drug. I hope Haggard gets his time in prison too. He might even end up killing the pharmacist, who is also being used by Ava. It was clearly an accident. Christina should have stayed away from Ava. Ava did not push her, and there's no way her hand was behind Christina. I'm frustrated with this storyline. Scotty made a huge mistake suggesting anything to Alexis so soon after Christina's accident. On a positive note, it's great to see Jason and Sunny working together again. Christina, like her father, wants Ava to pay. Sunny and Alexis both have that same stubborn pride. The writers need to stop with these repetitive patterns. Michael pushed Christina into testifying for Sunny, which led to her confrontation with Ava. Christina's readiness for a fight in Ava's room is her own fault. Sure, Ava isn't a saint, but this incident isn't entirely her fault. Sunny needs a wake-up call, even if it's just to get his medication right, and Snarly should be put behind bars too. I'm excited to see more hospital drama on General Hospital. After all, it's right there in the title. They definitely need to replace the doctors who've left. While I enjoy characters like Sunny, Jason, Carly, Drew, and Nina, I'd prefer to see their personal relationship drama rather than more mob-related storylines. I also want to see Anna, Dante, Chase, and Dex working on cases actually in Port Charles. No more of this federal WSB or pikeman nonsense. As a longtime viewer since the late 70s, I'm interested in seeing characters engage in classic soap opera antics, lying, cheating, stealing, and having affairs. There should be a battle for control of ELQ and plenty of family drama with the Quartermains. I'm glad that Luke and the Cassadines are gone. That storyline had run its course. GH needs to move forward. On another note, can Christina and Sunny please shift some blame onto Carly? Why is no one addressing the fact that her hotel has ridiculously flimsy windows? Hat's a lawsuit waiting to happen. Christina barely touched the window and still fell out. And what's the deal with Jagger? His assignment is over. The court scene mentioning we'll be looking into his behavior might be a clue. What if Jagger isn't actually an FBI agent anymore? He might have lost his job due to unhinged behavior. I know it seems his credentials wouldn't have allowed access to the audio, but there are always ways to circumvent the system. Regarding the storyline, Brennan ordered Valentin to mess with Sunny's meds, and Ava discovered this when taking one without a reaction. She didn't push Christina out of the window. Christina tripped. Also, where is Carly? It's her hotel that's at fault. At least, Scott isn't afraid to admit he's sleazy, unlike most attorneys. Sunny's family picks and chooses when they want him to use his criminal influence, especially for personal issues. Even though Ava is evil and should be held accountable for her crimes, she's really no different from Sunny. They are both criminals who belong in prison. Christina's attachment to the baby was rooted in love, not money. For those who haven't been surrogates, it's hard to fully understand Christina's feelings. but her emotional response is valid. The baby was surrounded by so much love, it was truly beautiful. Despite what some may think, Christina was the biological mother of the baby since it was her egg, and she never signed any paperwork relinquishing her rights. She lost her daughter and deserves to grieve. She acknowledged Molly's role as the adoptive mother, but her grief is about more than just Molly. It's about her own loss. TJ's treatment of Christina throughout the pregnancy was harsh and ungrateful. He should have been more appreciative of what Christina did for him. I hope he changes his attitude, but it doesn't look promising. The reactions of TJ, Molly, and Christina were all appropriate given the circumstances. Christina's pain was palpable and relatable. When a baby is growing inside you, you feel everything deeply. I have immense respect for women who can be surrogates. I couldn't handle it myself. The emotional toll is profound. Sonny's reaction to Christina's request shouldn't be surprising. He's always wanted his children to avoid the mistakes he made. Christina's emotional investment in the baby makes sense, given that she carried it for 8.5 months. Even though she intended for the baby to go to Molly and TJ, she would have remained emotionally connected and involved, especially in any health-related issues. A big thank you to Felicia for pointing out Portia's unprofessional behavior. Portia's attitude toward Heather Weber was completely out of line. As a medical professional, she should have maintained her professionalism. Finn faced criticism but never showed up drunk. Portia's actions were unacceptable, and I hope she gets reported to HR. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.